I'll go it alone from here.
Are you gonna listen to that monkey?
Why don't you come down here, Falco?
Back off, Fox!
Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry.
What's the big idea, Fox?
I'll take care of the bomb now.
You've got an enemy on your tail.
This can't be happening.
This is the enemy's bioweapon? They're attacking in groups.
Check your G-diffuser system.
Seeing a new non-mobile Star Fox title on store shelves after an 11-year estrangement is a bit like hitting on a random broad at a concert only to have her wheel the fuck about and realize to your dismay that it's an ex-girlfriend. You have a dim recollection of shapely titties and Netflix fucking, but be honest, all you really remember is the pear-shaped Walmart sweats fuck you, no fuck you finale. Sure, if you squint hard enough back through the amorphous mists of antiquity, you can hazily distinguish the polygonal perfection that is the original Star Fox, its shamefully shit-can sequel, and of course the 64-bit badassery of its follow-up. But who among us is fortunate enough to forget the zero-G jogging simulator that was Star Fox Assault, or the 3D adventure stylings of The Legend of Pigma Windyifer? Broil it all together with a Wii U console that's setting the bargain bin on fire, and you've got a franchise that's packing more baggage than Winona Ryder in a Gucci outlet. With the distance between Star Fox releases growing wider than Shigeru Miyamoto's Invisalign, if absence makes the heart grow fonder, it goes a long way to explaining the 9-foot erection I was using to prop up the Wii U touchpad upon booting up this shit. While the game ain't in the same county as fucking perfect, if the order of the day was to tickle our nostalgia nads, mission resoundingly goddamn accomplished. Hell, most of these missions are less nods to than remakes of the iconic intergalactic spaceflight fare of earlier entries. You got your compulsory Corneria opener, your asteroid belt, mandatory Armada midsection, and without a disembodied dogfight with a headless hominid, would this even qualify as a climax? Outside of fur affinity, that is. This might sound like a righteous redundancy, but what elevates it from outright remake status is the sheer length and complexity of the aforementioned missions. Multitudinous playpaths teeming with bonus point bitch work, a 3-act structure, and a cannonade of curveballs supplanting every time-honored trope from brain-damaged buddies incapable of passing stool without a spotter, to a clever subversion of the 4-on-4 tornado tag match versus Starwolf traditionally featured in the latter portions of the game. Star Fox Zero, whatever its objective faults, is a love letter to a franchise that's endured a decade of Dear John. Star Fox Zero at its best is an exercise in wish fulfillment. Gather around the hipster drum circle for a beat because it's time once again
For everybody to come aboard
for story time with Uncle Razorfist. Squint if you must, but peer back through the Paleolithic miasma for a moment, all the way back to the year 1996. Boris Yeltsin is sworn in for his second term and his 50th round. America economically functioned, give or take a government shutdown or two, and 3-year-old girls weren't dragging a pair of double D adolescent udders to preschool every day thanks to Monsanto milk with a side of wildebeest hormones. And somewhere in the suburban litter box of Phoenix, Arizona, a wide-eyed young foundling named Wolfram von Fist is celebrating his birthday at a nearby arcade, and then he locks eyes with it, the rare dual-screen cabinet of the Atari arcade masterpiece Space Lords, simulated 3D, real-time co-op multiplayer, and most impressively of all, with a friend seated in the cockpit opposite, he could be the pilot, and I, the gunner, as we mercilessly mowed down wave after ass-fucking wave of extraterrestrial titwags. When my friends and relatives were done congratulating me on having aged, I legged it on back home and flipped on Star Fox. Can you imagine, I opined, if this game offered co-op gunner and pilot multiplayer? I don't even know what an erection is yet, and I'm al dente just dreaming about it. And then I woke up one fateful June morning and learned at E3 2015 that it existed. Oh, the final product is infested with flaws for a fact. Some of them admittedly game-breaking, and I'll regale you all with them in a moment, but every time I boot up this co-op mode, heaven help me, I'm 8 years old again. Before I describe the physically improbable ways I'd like you all to fuck yourselves for giving me that sensation alone, Platinum Games, I mean this from the bottom of the echo chamber of acrimony science assures me is a heart. Thank you. And fuck you!
Okay, good. Now smell her a little.
Platinum may be regarded as one of the finest developers of their generation, but to be blunt, I will never understand why. Nurse your Bayonetta boner all you like. Between Vanquish, Metal Gear Rising, and the latest TMNT travesty, their recent output has more peaks and valleys than a Tijuana boob job. While Star Fox Zero is in the overall qualitative correction of their recent failings, I'd be firing off weapons-grade bullshit to perpetuate the fiction that it ain't rocking a fair few of its forebears' faults. To put a finer point on it, Platinum, what precisely did the concept of a functional third-person camera do to your cartoonishly overrated asses? What, did they hide your Pocky? Get Cheeto dust on your Hatsune Miku comforter? Between the compulsory target lock and the first-person, third-person dual-angle dog shit, your cameraman's either carving a cozy alcove in my fucking forebrain or pulling out like a Catholic date rapist. And where are my flight controls? I want a cockpit, not a cock tease.
Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Look, I can understand occasionally meandering in a motion control. It's 2016. Kinect, Oculus, Move, Sony VR. The last 5 years, the industry's had more gimmicks than Brutus Beefcake. And countervailing its sway? Good luck with all that. It's a bit like a 12-year-old pulling one off for the first time. Resist the siren song all you like. One day you're gonna look down, see it dangling there, and think to yourself, now why should this go to waste? The Landmaster! That's why. How's the Landmaster slip? Well, the mere act of aiming under fire is like parallel parking the Batmobile via satellite while a cranky midget works my nuts like a speed bag. Thanks for asking, Chief. The R-Wing controls are fine. Better than fine. The added cockpit piloting via the Wii U touchpad is one of the most organic additions to a vetted video since the Resident Evil Michael Jackson quick turn. But whatever motion control mangle I decree discharging my weapon thanks to suck-ass pseudo-6-axis is like threading a needle with Wilt Chamberlain's chode can fuck right off and stay there. And that goes double for the brilliantine douche canoe who decided that what a searingly fast space fighter squadron really needed was a geriatric gyrocopter that moves at roughly the speed of Star Citizen's development. Hey, thanks, Lindbergh. Just what I need while Starwolf is Chuck Yeager bombing the flying fuck out of my anthropomorphic pals from the other side of the sound barrier. A wind-powered Amazon drone with all the armaments of a spitball launcher and the unbridled defensive prowess of an origami TIE fighter. Sure, General Pepper, send me up with a Hindenburg and a Zippo to do-si-do with the Death Star. I mean, sure, I got the marksmanship of Dick Cheney and a moon bounce, but at least I got Wally on an umbilical bungee hacking my enemy's hotmail in a submission. He can't shoot for shit, but 9 months of penis pill spam, Andros is liable to put his own brains on the fucking wall. Star Fox Zero is perhaps the most heartbreaking case of untapped potential in recent memory. A game whose Olympian heights are annulled at every turn by the subcutaneous depths of its deficiencies. To bring the opening girlfriend analogy back full circle, it's like bringing the aforementioned X to the Mario pad, flipping on the titty tube, and just as she nestles against your chest, before you can even neatly brush aside her raven locks and kiss her forehead, she takes a deep, bracing breath and says, you know, I think Hillary's really gonna change things. And that full-body cringe groan you just let out is the perfect auditory encapsulation of playing Star Fox Zero. 2 R-Wings out of 5. This franchise screamed real good before it died. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
Into the sky, never wonder why.